Ladies and gentlemen, federal employees, welcome back to this episode with me, your host. My name is Dallin Hawes. It is always a pleasure spending time with you I think it's 3 times a week. Yeah, 3 times a week. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, we produce content and get it out to you, get it out to the world. And so if you are a federal employee, come on, subscribe, follow, like, whatever, support this stuff. Because honestly, hey, I'm a financial planner, right? In my day job, okay? I don't have to produce this stuff, but I've noticed as I started doing it, people are really getting some great value out of it. Finding out how the rules work for you as a federal employee to plan and to be confident about your retirement. So the way for you to tell us here at Hawes Federal Advisors, Hawes Financial Planning, that you guys are enjoying it and that we should do more of different type of content is support. Please like and subscribe and let us know what you like, what you potentially don't like, and we can adjust over time because we're trying to serve you. We're trying to do the best content for you that only happens if you engage and come along with the ride. And so without further ado, we're going to talk about your TSP and how I think we all understand pretty darn well the process, especially as working for years and years and years, the process of getting money into the TSP, right? That's pretty straightforward, where it's like, okay, money comes out of your paycheck, it goes in the TSP, you choose your investment, and you're off to the races, right? Now, when it comes to taking money out of your TSP, now for federal employees that are still working, this process is a little, hairier. Now, if you are retired and you've already had experience taking money out of your TSP and you have experience with the topic we're going to talk about today, then put it in the comments below on the YouTube channel or on the podcast. I guess the podcast probably doesn't have comments, but engage. Share with the other people that are about to experience it what your experience was like so that they will be a little more prepared. I think that's what this is all about, is we help each other be prepared for retirement. So today we're talking about a 20% cut right off the top when you take money out of your TSP in retirement, where the TSP doesn't send you generally what you ask for. They send you 80% of what you ask for. Easy math here. Let's say you request, hey, TSP, I want $1,000, send it to me. They're like, no problem, here's 800, right? And for new federal employees, this is shocking. Like, hey, I requested 1,000, I only got 800. What is going on? Why am I only getting 80%? Now, let's dig in. Basically, this is how it works. As many of you know, there's a big difference between the traditional TSP and the Roth TSP, okay? I'll give you the basics here. The traditional TSP, in the year that you take money out of your paycheck and put it into the traditional TSP, you get a tax deduction, which is awesome, right? You pay less taxes in the year that you contribute, right? Now, if you use the Roth TSP, you don't get a tax deduction, right? There's no tax deduction in the year that you save into the Roth TSP, but later that money can grow tax-free for however long it's in the account, which is a great advantage. Now, with the traditional TSP, you got a tax deduction up front, but guess what? Any money that comes out of that account is going to be taxable, okay? That's how it works. And the vast majority of federal employees have the vast majority of their money in the traditional TSP, okay? So this 20% that just gets cut off the top, this only applies to the traditional TSP. This does not apply to the Roth TSP because the Roth TSP is not subject to taxes, assuming you follow all the rules that come with the Roth TSP, okay? So let's make that clarification clear. This is not for the Roth TSP. This is for the traditional TSP, which most federal employees have most of their money there, okay? So this is what TSP does. They say, okay, Sally requested $1,000, no problem. We're gonna take 20% of that. We're gonna send it straight to the IRS as a tax withholding, okay? It's similar to like when you're working, you have a withholding for taxes come straight out of your paycheck, right? And come April 15th, when you file your taxes, if the amount that they withheld is more than the amount that you actually owe in taxes, then you get a refund. and it's a great day. But if the amount they withheld from your paycheck throughout the year is less than you actually ended up owing, then you owe money come April 15th when you file your taxes, right? That's the same thing that happens with your TSP. Just because they withhold 20% from your TSP money, that does not mean that you're gonna owe exactly 20% in taxes, right? That's just their withholding amount, right? So you could actually end up owing only 10%, and you might get a refund, depending on your other income sources, how much you withhold there, and all that good stuff, right? Now, you could also end up owing 30% if you have high income or even higher, right? And depending on what state you're in, how they tax TSP distributions, this all kind of comes into play. So if you actually owe more than 20%, then that 20% withholding is not going to be enough, right? If you end up you end up owing less than 20%, then it will be plenty. So this is how it works. And I know this is an oversimplification because actually, according to the TSP, there's like 17 different types of withdrawals from the TSP, and each one have different rules and different withholding rules, okay? Now, the reason I kind of go with, hey, it's about 20% across the board is because the vast majority of you as federal employees are going to use the popular withdrawal types, okay? Single payments, some installment payments, and things like that. The vast majority of these are going to have just a 20% withholding off the top, okay? So get used to that. Now, there's exceptions. And if you go back to the article I wrote on this, basically go back to my website, and from my website you can find tons of great info about basically any topic under the sun that affects you as a federal employee, your benefits, retirement, investing, all that good stuff. At the top of my website at hawsfederaladvisors.com, you can search articles by topic. And if you go to TSP, I'm sure this will pop right up, especially if you go pretty soon after this is published, it'll be right near the top, okay? They're in order of when they were published, okay? So check it out. And in my article, I linked to a TSP PDF where it goes through all 17 different types of withdrawals from the TSP and how it works. The vast majority of the time, 20% is the minimum withholding, okay? Now, you can actually choose to withhold more. Let's say you have a decent amount of income in retirement and your withholding is not, 20% withholding is not gonna be enough. Let's say your effective tax rate is actually gonna be 30%. You're actually gonna owe 30% of your income in taxes. Well, if that's the case, you may wanna up your withholding. You could tell TSP, hey, I want you to withhold more and send it straight to the IRS. Or you may say, hey, I'll just save that money on my own, and if we owe anything at the end of the year, then I will pay it then. The worst thing though, as you might know, is not having the money and owing taxes. That's the worst, where you spent the money and you owe taxes, okay? So that's something you definitely want to avoid. Now, generally speaking, you can't go lower than 20% depending on what type of withdrawal it is. But if it's most of the standard ones, then you generally can't go under 20%. But again, there are some exceptions, so go check out that my article. It goes over some of the common exceptions, so that's something to definitely think about. So I hope that was helpful. So if you are thinking about taking money out of your TSP, if you have more questions, put in the comments below on YouTube, and I'm sure there are many of you out there that are already retired. Help your fellow employees, retirees out, and answer their questions. I'm sure there's so many people and questions out there, and honestly, myself and my team members, we can't answer all the comments. We do our very best, but we can't answer all of them. So if you have some insight and you can help another brother or sister out, hey, do it, right? I'd love that. That would help the community so very much. So I hope that was helpful. Have an incredible rest of your day, and I'll see you guys next time.